Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another reaction video. Today I wanna watch this Genshin Impact review with you together because I actually wanted to watch it alone. I'm playing Genshin Impact nearly every day right now in the evening, but I actually haven't never recorded anything to my Genshin Impact story. I'm just sometimes doing some reels on Instagram when there is something cool happening during the story. You can check it out there. I will put up my socials on screen right now. You can also find them in the description box below. So make sure you follow me there because I'm always, posting updates there. You can also see sometimes stories when I'm not in front of the computer, when I'm outside eating somewhere or doing some outside activities, which I don't do often, but at sometimes I go outside and go to eat and I don't know, do normal human stuff. So yeah, make sure to check them out, leave a follow there. Also subscribe to my channel. We're doing a lot of reactions and I put up some gameplay highlights or sometimes playthroughs. And yeah, I would love to see you here again. So yeah, today we are watching this Genshin Impact review. Let's just watch it together.
Genshin Impact is a game which has sucked away my soul and killed my dog. I first began playing Genshin Impact because of all the cute women, then experienced apotheosis and a philosophical enlightenment through the death of my own ego.
Okay, wait. It is so fast. Okay, wait, killed my dog? What? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm rolling a lot on the characters and I actually paid money to get some characters, but I don't know. You don't need to do that. It's just, I want to collect cool characters. I don't have all of them, but there is always one character on a banner that I want to have. So yeah, I actually did spend money on this game before. So yeah, let's just not talk about it.
I love Genshin Impact, but this game will have an impact on your social life, and even after you stop playing, you will not recover. To this day, it has left me in a perpetual state of sophisticated malding, and I recommend it for all the wrong reasons. In this game, you play as Genshin Impact, an extra-dimensional being whose brother was eaten by Mega Blocks and is forced to navigate Avatar, the last airbender for weeaboos, powered by its simple chemistry system in which characters electrocute, burn,
Okay, this video is just so fast. What the hell?
and throw rocks at each other. One of those is much less cool, but it, like Australopithecus, was my primary source of damage. Now trapped in the land of Gacha hell, our protagonist must find a way to save our siblings by fighting geometry, the indigenous inhabitants of Twitter, space midgets, and the ice KGB. As well, we are here to explore, solve puzzles, play prop hunt.
I have actually recently fought against Signora and Raiden Shogun, but don't ask how I managed to get through these fights. Because when I started Genshin, I didn't know that you can't go through the story without farming artifacts and stuff. I mean, you can. I'm adventurer rank, I don't know, 46, and my characters are level 40 and 50, and I managed to kill Signora and Raiden Shogun with artifacts that are basically trash. I mean, I did some little farming before, but I don't know how I did that. And now, before I go to Sumeru, I just want to, prepare myself. So I watched a lot of videos recently to actually know what I need to do in this game, but because I think no one tells you that, right? I'm not sure about that, but it was really confusing. So yeah, but that's just another story for another day, so let's go.
Cook, get arrested for looking at Zhongling too much, get sentenced to 10 years, and emerge from prison a devout
Why are you
Buddhist.
looking at
This video is going to be about
Zhongling?
my experience playing this interesting game and how to objectively have the most fun with it. It's a very bad sign when most people who play the game don't recommend it, but I do. Although I am slightly a dingus, so I don't recommend you take my opinion as fact, but as entertainment. So whether you're new to this strange, otherworldly Chinese software or a Genshin Pro, please allow me to tell you the tale of how this left a Genshin impact into my frontal lobe.
Okay, funny.
Here's a fun tip that most Genshin players don't know. The age of consent is 18 years old. Let's begin with what's maximally important. Not the gameplay, not the story, nor anything you would typically associate with a video game. The single most important thing in this game is rolling dice to gain attractive people and then parading them around like a child on TLC. I do not exaggerate when I say this is probably what attracted most people to this game. If you want an example...
Okay, funny story about that, you know, because my Twitter is like full of hot Genshin Impact female characters. I don't know why, but they're maybe because I saved them and send it to my best friend. I have a male best friend, so I'm sending him just like, he doesn't play Genshin, but I'm sending him just pictures of Genshin Impact females. Only the grown-up females, nothing else. Grown-up female characters. We don't want the kids, guys. We don't want them.
Lisa is a character who continually refers to herself as One-sama and sounds like she is at all times on the verge of sex. I received her after completing a quest and then decided that I would use Lisa exclusively to do rock climbing. That way, I could repeatedly hear her oddly enthusiastic moaning for the next 10 hours of gameplay. I literally installed this game after...
Why is this video allowed on YouTube? What the hell?
Downloading 60 images of Ganyu, since the official lore of the game specifies that she killed a monster after being eaten by it because her ass was so big it blocked his trachea and suffocated him to death. However, there is a catch. I don't have Ganyu, and I never will.
I don't have her either, because I was running on Kokomi, I think, the last time they were together on the banner. Or together, they had banners, and I think I was rolling on Kokomi because I usually only, you know, afford to play to buy one character or gems for one character. I failed with the Wanderer, so it's just a few days left with the Wanderer, and I don't have him now. So yeah, but I don't have her either. But I heard she's a really good character, so when she gets a rerun, I will definitely roll for her.
You have a random chance to get characters, and that chance isn't high, 5.1% to be exact, and that's getting anyone. So if you want a particular character, get fucked. You could have your very first roll be a high-level DPS character that carries you through the game with chimpanzee martial arts. Or
oh, I recently got
small boys in a row and then desire death. It's a fucking guy. God damn it. And while I'm writing about bad things that could be deal breakers, the anti-cheat for this game is very strong and has ring 0 permissions on your kernel. This means that it can read and write memory at any location in your computer without seg faulting. I, however, am not afraid, since if Xi Jinping does harvest my computer's data, all he will find is 50 pages of Waluigi hentai. It's your loss. And yes, it does turn off when the game isn't running. So this review is going to include a guide on how to have fun, because like real life, lusting after women causes suicidal depression. Step 1. Play as optimally as you want. Do not try to min-max shit because RNGesus will snap your fucking neck. Do whatever is fun with whatever you have. In my case, I decided that I would roleplay as a violent misandrist and only play as women out of principle. Any men that...
I mean, you probably don't have too much chances to play male characters, maybe? I don't know. Because, except for Bennett and Zhongli, I think most of the male characters are not that efficient. I don't know, don't get me wrong, I'm not a pro in Genshin Impact, but of what I've seen in different videos, there are not many male characters that are really, you know, efficient to go for. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments if, or what team are you using? I'm really curious to see what type of teams people are using, because this is something that really stresses me out. I don't know which character are best for each other, or should I just wing it and say I want these characters on my team and then make it work somehow? I don't know.
That I rolled would be locked at level 1 and made useful in the coal mines. It is simply not worth it for me to engage in combat if I cannot also yank it. The central point of the characters is that they are potential wives, and I am absolutely, definitely 1000.
Wait, Barbara is a kid, right? Why is he showing Barbara that much? Barbara is a kid.
% secure in my masculinity. Playing the game optimally in this case would mean making the game boring and staring at man ass, so fuck it. If, for instance, I had wanted a particular legally questionable female to be my digital puppet, the chance of me receiving that would be 0.3%, which is where this image comes from. Take what you can get with the rolls. Don't be mad. Exercise patience and control, and you will have a lot more fun. I definitely have not sold my house to get big-titted pirate mommy, but But Max0r, I hear your thoughts. Why are you displaying a single image of a regular crab on my screen? And also, what is the world of Genshin Impact and why are we here? That is a great question, James. Because before we get into the exploration and the combat, we must first understand the context with which
This video is so fast. My brain is exploding.
I run my beauty pageant, and like every game made by Asian people on my channel, the lore is some Hyperborean bullshit. So let's say rule number 2 of enjoying the game is not caring about this, just like 90% of the player base.
What about the story?
The world of Teyvat is ruled collectively by 7 gods who govern the 7 elements. Except the nature god, he's special. This came about because 2,800 years ago, there were like 80 gods or something. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. No, but actually 7 seals opened up in heaven, so literally every god fought over their power to the death. The result was the 7 gods of each element we see today, each ruling over their own nation in their own fucked up ways. Every once in a while, these delusional bastards will just give random people superpowers, like how the electricity god just gave a girl with a mental disorder a talking bird. This also includes small children who could very possibly kill themselves for some reason. Now, the world you see in-game takes place in 2 nations, or 3 if you're from the future. The first is Mondstadt, a lawless, anarcho-capitalist commune in New Hampshire, which has no formal governance of any kind. They instead rely institutionally on vigilante justice, including a hot Batman. As a result, an entire
Wait, hot Batman? I don't think Diluc is a hot Batman. I don't want him. I don't like him.
territory of their nation is completely overrun with wolves. No one has the systemic authority to stop people from exercising their rights and liberties to feed the wolves babies. Oh, also, there's the fucking dragon problem. Did I not mention the murderous dragon? Next, we have the nation of Liyue, an extremely rich and powerful
I like the story of Liyue. It was really great.
country to the east. They have recently come into conflict with Mondstadt due to the Luhua Pool massacre of 69, as well as an aggressive foreign policy involving
Imagine making this video. Crazy.
a 9-dashed line in the Sea of Clouds, headed by the Tianshuan Ningguang of the Liyue Qixing. Those are all real names. Liyue exhibits an unprecedented level of prosperity and control.
Yeah, the names,
living
the
happily under
Chinese
the watchful
names.
eye of the rock god, who periodically disguises himself to ensure that the populace is behaving well and upholding their state contracts, just in case. Now, China, I know you're new to making video games, yet in my country, we have a long history of shooting people. But who lives in Liyue and who lives in where is in? The answer is unfortunate. Populating this extensive world will be several factions of enemies with subgroups.
So much is happening in this video, bro.
The enemy variety of this game paints a picture of a post-apocalyptic nightmare world where raving bands of savages constantly destroy everything, locking humanity in a perpetual state of warfare with armies of bandits and the midget people. One of these groups is the Hilichurls, an intelligent race capable of empathy and complex thoughts, which is why they must be destroyed. These guys make the Gombe chimpanzee war look like a fucking joke, and at no point does anyone in the entire game even give a shred of sympathy for the Hilichurls, except for Elon Musk. They can be big gorilla, small monkey, operate complex machinery, and have their own language. This makes it more fun to slaughter entire villages of them and steal their possessions with no consequences. In fact, you're encouraged to do it. Overall, I would rate them a genocide out of 10. Next are the country-sized hordes of organized bandits called the Treasure Hoarders, who are just regular guys forced to fight you with shovels and Molotov cocktails. Are you sure we're the good guys? It's fortunate
They can be really annoying. I had them in like some domain, I think. And they were really annoying when they just throwing bombs at you, like water and fire bombs. Disgusting.
that because they committed a crime, their lives are now forfeit. Abyss mages are very simple because they are one enemy with 2 reskins, who are also inhuman beings of the Dark Void who have sworn vengeance upon humanity itself. They also dwell almost entirely in fucking space. The Fatui of Snezhnaya are heavily armed diplomats.
I recently played through Child's story, and the names Snezhnaya or whatever you call it, bro.
Seeking to dominate the world of Teyvat through subterfuge, and employing 9-foot-tall people with hammers is absolutely conducive to this goal, I promise.
Them.
They are unique among Teyvat because they serve the interests of the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya, also known as the god of ice. That's important because it's very weird that they primarily use electricity and fire. I guess the ice god is just fucking lazy.
The ice god is just fucking lazy.
The Fatui are always up to no good, like stealing.
But Senora was like ice and fire, right? when she transformed in her second phase, she was like fire, and then she was ice. Her fight was a pain in the ass. I hate her. She looks crazily good, but I hate her.
Stealing the wind god's power, or like a bank heist. They're also really hot, so I'm not stopping them. Finally, we have the local wildlife of Teyvat, which is 90% slimes and 10% these fuckers.
But
I
the
spent most
slimes
of the
are
fight
cute.
waiting to do something.
The design is cute of the slimes.
Computer
What
deactivated guano.
That's really what the combat is all about. Sometimes it's like, holy fuck, that is a Waifu. And other times it's like, I think that bush just fucking... Really, no matter what happens, you're in for an experience. Let's find out if that's bad or worse.
I don't know, this video is so funny. It's really, really funny.
Shit Getting Intact is a game about flow, where to maximize their power, the player dynamically switches between their DPS character and everyone else. Rule number 3 of Genshin Impact. Pick one. Your typical team is comprised of your DPS baby, your heal support, your burst support, and moral support. Think of it like a train. You only need one.
I think this person is a fan of Xiangling because he always mentions her. I mean, I heard she's a good character in the game, but I don't know. I don't like to play her.
One engine and enough weight to kill Terry Davis. Now, like everything, characters have elemental alignments, which, depending on the enemy, can ruin the game. My wife Barbara could heal me, but in the process, must make everyone wet, which makes us a proverbial bathtub, which enemies will then catapult toasters into for massive damage. It's a fucking blast. You feel like a chemistry professor gone.
I actually prefer to play with Kokomi. Or sometimes I play with Bennett, but I think Kokomi, and also I have a really good Cookie Shinobu, and I really like her healing as well.
Rogue, using the elements to his advantage and then blowing himself up in the process. Unless your DPS uses rocks, in which case, you know, just watch, I guess. Everything is elements, and everyone has an elemental skill and alignment. Unless you're the nature god who has no characters. Some are bad, and others are...
Oh, so at this point of the video, there are no Dendro characters. I have a Dendro character. I have Nahida, and she's so good. And I also have a Dendro Traveler. So, because I like the Dendro stuff, they are really good. I like to play with the Dendro.
Very bad, but many are completely game-changing, like how Beto's elemental skill adds a parry mechanic to the game, or how Ningguang invalidates all ranged enemies. The combat is definitely its strength, and is an experiment in how bad you can craft your psychotic dog water alchemy, and hopefully create a moving ball of destruction strong enough to kill God. To extend this concept, every character uses one of 5 unique weapon classes, such as Mongolian, Controller Erosion, the Waiting Game, Egg Catapults, and the Speed Demon. So be careful with who you choose and what weapons they... Oh wait, no, it's random. Get fucked. Now, this would all be excellent gameplay if it didn't sometimes amount to throwing 2 sponges at each other. Enemy skill to your level,
I mean, it's
generally
true.
health is not hard to come by. So depending on your investment, some enemies could take minutes to kill. This all amounts to making a class.
That's actually true, and it's a little bit annoying, to be honest, that I don't know, that some things are with the artifacts are so random. I don't like
Classic
it.
video game build, the tank, entirely useless. You don't need a tank because you will be switching to your DPS anyways, who is a tank against your will. Help.
To be honest, when I was fighting Raiden Shogun after Senora, I put Noelle into my team because I wanted her shield. I mean, I have Layla, but I don't know, with Noelle it was a little bit easier to kill Raiden Shogun. Or A.
Health is literally always a shackle and a curse. That is, of course, unless you're playing Barbara, whose healing scales only off of health, making her tankier than Tiana. Let's go over an example party to give you some idea of the insanity that we're working with. It is optimal in most of my combat scenarios to cause forest fires by throwing a spicy bear. Why? Well, it's obvious. My DPS Beto can parry anything, which includes the heat of fire. Or how about Ningguang, who spawns a wall.
I didn't know that Beta was actually that kind of a good character. I have her, but I never played her, and I think I only played Ningguang once.
Inside of enemies like it's Gary's mod. We just do it to piss them off. Did I also mention you can invite your insane Discord stalker to play co-op with you? The combat is fully functional.
Discord stalker.
Hello, Max.
I made a mistake. And this isn't even going into the complicated system by which you customize artifacts, upgrade your weapon, and level your character's talents, because that's boring. It can be made especially boring when you have to pick 30 mushrooms to do it, but you know, here we are. That leads me to my next point. You're gonna have to explore for those mushrooms. And that sounds bad, but it's actually the best part. Get ready for some cross-country gaming, because we literally have a lot of ground to cover. So rule number 4.
Oh, what the hell was that? I mean, I like the exploring part. I usually want to go through the story of a game very fast, but I think in Genshin it's not the best idea. I mean, I have been already managed to go through Inazuma, but now I'm just focusing on getting the right artifacts, putting together 2 teams that I want to have, and do some exploring and stuff.
Of Genshin Impact is that if you see something, just go.
Exploration.
You probably noticed at some point that this game looks identical to Breath of the Wild, right down to the UI. This is an objectively correct assessment. It's just that the game doesn't give a shit, and neither should we. Breath of the Wild was so good that I wanted Breath of the Wild with more anime pussy, because goddammit, why did Nintendo make Zelda look like that? The amount of bandits and foreign soldiers in this game suddenly makes sense when you realize it has the geography of fucking Afghanistan. It's quite the vertical place, but you're given the tools to navigate it, like your feet or your sweat. And there is quite a bit to see. So, for an example, when I first installed the game, I didn't know that Liyue was in it. That's over half of the map. I was doing a quest that required a wild radish, so I naturally went hiking to find it and accidentally discovered the entirety of Ming Dynasty China, at which point I was wrongfully assaulted after being mistaken for opium. This is one of those games where you start finding chests in the wild and within 30 minutes are flying to a strange island with a man named Jeffrey. It's actually not
I mean, that's true. That's
not that different to Skyrim, but this game makes Skyrim look like it's in Kansas. There is always something to do and always something to find. You would think that it would get stale, but they just keep finding ways to turn on my neurons. There is a puzzle. I just wanted the chest. Which spans an entire region of the game where you have to climb 3 mountains. You can spend an afternoon doing that, and it's viable. There is no direction that you can go that will not help you in some tangible way, and that's what's important about exploration. It's not just pretty, it's optimal. You see this shit right here. This activates my fucking almonds. Exploring this game trains your neurons to fire at the most basic of incentives, like a lab chimp. But seriously, if you aren't yet considering the game, just have fun exploring it. Stop and smell the flowers and accidentally find China over a vegetable. I found it eventually. It took 3 hours.
There was a quest once where I needed to cut meat. And I was standing in front of the table where the meat was. It was in Liyue. And or in the region of Liyue somewhere, and the chef wanted me to cut the meat, and I didn't know how to do this, so I googled it, and then I found out that I just need to, press the button for the normal attack in Genshin. So yeah, I don't know why this didn't come to my mind at this point, that I just need to, press the normal attack button to cut the meat. Yeah, I mean, I'm lost at most times in video games. Yeah, it was kind of funny, but I was just standing there for 10 minutes thinking, which button do I need to press? There isn't anything I can click on or something. It was fun.
Now, if the review had ended here, this would be a definite recommend because the game is free. It costs $0. It cannot yank your bank. Not that I would know, but I must warn you that there are some serious drawbacks besides the fucking Chinese surveillance state that you have to install. So it's time to give you the final tools and rules that you need to enjoy this game.
The pain.
Regula numerus quinque of Genshin Impact is just, please God, use the resin every day. So to explain that, you have to understand that this game works by mostly giving you what you want when you seek it out. Unless it's crit damage. So you don't end up mindlessly slogging for 10 hours a day for a single goddamn Warframe chassis. But there is a catch. When it comes to grinding, there is a clever way to make sure that you can't trivialize the entire game, which is that the game just stops you. You expend resin when you kill a boss, want money, want XP, want artifacts, want to live, want to see my daughter again, pretty much anything. And if you have no resin, well, better wait. God will collect his existence tax and you will fucking pay. Even if you live in Mondstadt, the IRS is an eternal fixture of the universe. And although it's nice to have fair guarantees for artifacts, it has the unique side effect of stopping the game from being played. You get 160 a day, and for reference, you spend 40 for boss loot, so good luck. And if you thought that was bad, get ready for rule 6, which is, you gotta do the daily quests. We Genshin players
I'm doing my
always hard at
dailies
work
every
on the
day.
daily dopamine farms, putting in that grind so that we can have a 4-star object every 20 days. It really makes a man wonder why we bothered with making murder illegal in the first place. Thank you, Kane. This game can give you a lot if you decide to commit yourself to it, but if you don't, you will be scraping for crack crystals in a back alley, maybe make a YouTube video. That alone is probably enough to discourage most people. I thought I was going to be one of those people until I realized that.
Or you just have enough money to, buy you like the crystals that you can convert into primer gems, and then you can roll on characters or weapons.
I liked the game. Stockholm Syndrome is actually cool. And for our final rule, you don't want to play with English voices. Set it to literally any other language except English. Now, the voice work
I play with English voices because I am lazy and I don't want to read the text. So I play it in English, so I don't have to read the text. And I'm just, like, I know Japanese voices are the best, I think, in this game, but I'm really lazy and I don't want to read the whole text when there's story going on and stuff. That's why I have it in English. I think in the past I played it in Korean because I was learning Korean, and then I don't know, but now I play it in English.
isn't horrendous, but it doesn't sound like the dialogue was actually written for English, and the translation is fucking hilarious.
The wolves frighten him so badly that he's paralyzed with fear.
We've looked everywhere and haven't seen any of the wolves.
So do what I do and play in Japanese, then switch the game to Chinese whenever you're in Liyue for maximum immersion.
感受到盐的元素力了吗？
Dear
和
Mr.
神之
Shi,
眼
please
的
send
使用
missiles
者
to
很
liberate
不
my
一
country
样
from the
啊
yoke of capitalism. Now that you're armed with what you need, should you play the game? Only if you have self-control. It's not worth it to spend
I don't have self-control. That's why I already spent money on this game. Not much, really. I have a limit that I spend.
money on the game. I'm serious, and that's why you should give me your money so I can spend it responsibly. Remember, the game is free, and so
Yeah.
is the porn. I would like to thank the kind Chinese billionaires and international arms dealers of the Max0r Patreon for funding my hopeless and deadly addictions. If you would like to help fund the videos corrupting America's youth in the name of Naxalite Maoism, you can head to the description to learn more. Thank you all for watching and waiting, and of course, your IP address has already been traced.
Okay, guys, that was the video. It was so hilarious. I really liked it. As a new Genshin player, it was really interesting to see. But yeah, as I said before, I really enjoy playing Genshin. I know there are things that are not good at this game or not perfect or whatever, but I really enjoy it. I enjoy doing this in my free time, when I sit in front of my PC at night or in the evening and just, have some music on and just play through Genshin, do my dailies and stuff. It's really nice to do something, and I think for a free game, it looks really good. I mean, I think Genshin makes a lot of money. So, because a lot of people want characters and they swipe the credit cards to get these characters. But I really enjoy it, and I think you can actually play it totally for free if you don't want any character, because I have so much characters right now, even though I'm not playing for such a long time, but I have some 5-star characters and a lot of 4-star characters, and I actually don't play everyone. So even the 5-star characters, I don't play everyone, and getting artifacts for everyone takes a long time. Yeah, the video is quite long now, but I really enjoyed this video. It was very fast, but it was also funny. So I hope you enjoyed this reaction. It was kind of different to the videos that I usually react to, but I thought, why not react to something I would watch in private, because I would watch this video usually in private. So yeah, I just thought, why not record it and watch it together? Since I don't stream, we can't really watch it live, but I thought we might do this right now. So yeah, but that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was really funny. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. Also, tell me your Genshin Impact team if you play Genshin Impact. I'm really curious to see which character you use. I'm really interested in that. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. So, as always, you can follow me on my socials. They are in the description box below. Yeah, I would love to see you in the next video. Bye.